everyone, this is part 3 of making a collage for our portfolio. And I'm going to, so I've already worked on the inside for the other 2 periods. Right now I'm going to work on the front side. And I will show you the picture that I took. And it looks something like this. So this is what I want to accomplish. I already glued down the middle part. But I completely forgot that when you glue stuff and it folds, it's really hard to glue it. So it's already coming off a little bit. I just need to glue it again, and I need to be careful because this is very old vintage map paper that just by looking at it, I feel like something's gonna go wrong, because it actually, like, if I were to bend it, it sounds like it's gonna break. That's how old the paper is. So I'm gonna end up gluing this later, and so I'm gonna start there. And when I do this, it's all about layers, like what's next. I'm putting down the middle one, then I'm gonna put the colored one at the bottom, and then I'll move on to the next steps, because whenever you're collaging something, it's important. And I should have done this at the beginning. You see this section here? I like to put like a plain coat of something, like a layer of something, and it's either a solid color or I like to use torn paper from a book. I just couldn't find my book yesterday, that's why I didn't plan on it. I had another book, like a dictionary book. So if you're like me and you don't want to see empty spots, because I hate seeing like open empty spots, I always try to cover it first. And when you cover it at the beginning, you can flip it to the other side, and that'll help, kind of like what I did here a little bit. Okay, and see how it's ripping at the end? You're gonna have to go back and tape it. It's just that my paper is really fragile because it's very vintage. So the next step is to cover to cover this. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to add paper. I'm trying to see which was the paper that I used. I think it was like, I should have glued this first. It's this way because it's just a piece of it, so I'm gonna end up cutting it. Sometimes you come up with things at the end, so it's gonna be like this, and then this section I'm going to cut this part. And it's okay if it's not straight, because I'm still gonna use, I should have left another section so I could fold it, but I can't do that anymore because I already did the bottom part. So I'm gonna use whenever you have thick paper and you start gluing, it's always good to sometimes to use tape also, because like the loteria cards that are on the other side, I glued them, and I also added tape, because when it's thick paper, sometimes it won't stick the same. Like magazine paper is so thin that right away it'll stick to anything. So what I'm trying to see is that I've reached the edge. So actually, let me put some tape. Put some tape here just to make sure that it actually sticks and that it doesn't fall apart. And now I'm gonna put it in the corner, making sure that, and I can always fix little mistakes later that I find, like this little section. I'm gonna have to add something to it, but that's fine. At the end, I always go back, and sometimes I change my mind or I'll add things. I just opened up one of my boxes and I found this leaf paper, which I have so many things that I never know where I have things. I have stuff at work, I have stuff here in boxes, so I happened to open up one of my boxes and I found that. So you're gonna have to press really hard when it's thick paper, because otherwise it's not gonna glue, especially if it has dents like this. But you can always go back and glue it. So press hard, Make sure that it sticks. Then my next one, and I can always use this later. My next section will be there. Oh, it's also important for you to wash your hands because you're going to get really sticky and messy right away. And dirty. And remember, whenever you're gluing something, make sure that you put a paper underneath because it's super messy. So again, I'm trying to match it up to the corners here. Don't forget the collage is just gluing things, and the most important thing is to make sure that you think about the composition. So if you want to plan ahead like me and kind of put everything and then take a picture of it, that's probably the best thing to do. Or if you just want to go for it, that's fine. But the way you place things, it's all about competition, and it's all not competition, composition, and it's all about neatness and the way you glue things. Okay. So I have that, and I'm gonna look at my paper, and now I'm gonna put down this paper, which is the music sheet note, which is also really old. It smells old, and it also feels like it's literally gonna crack because it's so old. And I have the map paper. It's a big book that I don't even know where I got it from, but I've had it for years, maybe since college, and I use it. It's a lot, so I use it. And then the music sheet notes, whenever I go somewhere, I try my best to, like, if I'm going to a secondhand store or a vintage store, I'm always looking for vintage paper. If it looks old, music sheet notes, map paper, it's always like my number one thing to look at. Okay, then the top one. And again, I'm putting my first layer, and I love textured paper. You can also tear it, you don't need to cut it. Just make sure you glue it, and remember, you can always put a paper above, that way you don't mess it up. Make sure that it's glued down all the way. Okay, I might have to put something here because I have that gap there, and I think it's not a good gap to have. I didn't cut the paper yesterday. It's okay. Sometimes we have to improvise. Okay. Hold on. So now I have that, and let me see what else I need. I need to look at my picture. So my next step is to add this paper that I have here. Let me see. I'm gonna add paper like this, and then paper this way. I don't know, there's something about just leaving it that color. I don't, for me, I like to see texture. I like to see like movement. I do want to leave some purple, but just enough, just a little bit. Okay, so I'm gonna glue that. And you have to be careful with this type of paper because you're gonna get dirty. So I'm gluing it. Uh-oh. I ran out. I'm gonna come this way. And this one I I'm gonna slant it a little bit. Now I need the top one, which I think I cut too much. I should not have cut this much. Okay. So I'm going to glue it like this and then fold it in and cut it. You have to be very careful with the glue stick. Like I mentioned before, it's really messy. So I'll glue it like this. Let's see if actually it doesn't look bad if I do this. It'll give it some character on this side. You have to also make sure that there's no air bubbles when the paper is really thin. That happens. Or I guess I didn't put enough glue there. But it's okay. So now I have like my base. So I used, for this one I used a lot. I used just solid color. I used matte paper. I used music sheet notes. And then I used, I think this is dictionary paper. Now I'm going to put the stuff on top. I want to make sure that I have everything covered. Like that I don't have any empty spaces. And even if I do, I can always, you know, fix that. And if you're able to fold it, I would do that, because now I have this thing right here that I need to fix, and I'm probably gonna have to add a paper and fold it or something. Now I need to add my Clueless one that I found. If you guys have ever seen Clueless, I think I was in high school when this movie came out, and I remember going with my friends to the movies to watch it. And so if you've ever seen it, it's really funny. It's kind of dumb, but it's funny. And every time I see it, I think about hanging out with my friends and going to the movies. Yeah, I was your age. And so I actually found this in a magazine, and I was like, oh my god, so cool, Clueless. If you've never seen it, you should watch it. And then, and remember, it's about layering. Putting paper on top of paper. I was telling the other classes that whenever I see like a straight edge, I always try to cover it. Whenever I see, this one I tore it, which is fine, but whenever I see stuff that has like a straight line, for example, like this had a straight line, when two different textures meet, I always try to put something in the middle to offset that, because for whatever reason, if it doesn't look organic, like it's flowing, I have a problem with it, because collages are like that. Then I need to add my leftovers from my other assignment, visual arts and design. And it's perfect because it's my portfolio. Usually in class I would have you print out like a visual, like a portfolio sign or something. So I'm recycling from the other assignment. And I'm just trying to see where exactly I put it. Somewhere here. See how there's that line? That's what I'm talking about. Like that line bothers me. So if you could put something on top, then no one's gonna know that there was a line there. And it'll look better. It'll have a better flow. Whenever I feel like when we see something that's straight or that's blocky, it's harder for us. And when we see things that are free flowing, it's easier for the eye to kind of see through everything. So now it says visual, and now I have the arts and design like this. Again, because I didn't glue it the first time, it's not going to look exactly like the original one, but it's fine. This is just to kind of help me see where I wanted placement, because otherwise it would have taken me forever to. It took me all day yesterday to do 4 of them, because I'm always thinking, oh, I could do it this way, I could do it that way, but that's just me. Now let me glue this one. Like that. It's important that you press down, because otherwise it's not gonna stick. Trust me. Now I have a couple of more things. I have my camera here, which is a sticker. Then I have this sticker, this mason jar, which I love them. I love mason jars. I'm gonna place it here. And then I think I have this one on top of it, because remember, it's all about layering. Then I have It Was All a Dream. I found it in the magazine. I thought it was funny. See how easy it is for you to tear things? And so, but luckily I'm just gonna glue it back. So there's this line here that's bothering me, remember? And so I'm going to put it here, so that line will disappear with something on top. Then I need my other sticker, and I can't even find my box of stickers that I have. Hold on, I can't take the sticker off. The backing. And then I also found, here you go. I found this one. So I think I found this one in my box of things that I was looking for today, which is like a cutout, because I have, actually I'll put it here. I have a lot of punchers, like hole punchers, but they make different designs. Then I'm gonna put this one here, and then I'm going to put my glitter, which I used to hate glitter before, but 2 years ago, before we left, my yearbook kids, we painted our face with glitter for Halloween, and I still don't really like it. It scares me a little bit, because to me glitter just sticks forever and it never goes away. I think I could probably have a heart attack if you just throw glitter all over, but that one was like the glitter pens. And then this one, I'm going to put it here next to the girls. And I think I'm finished. If I look at it, it's not exactly the same, but it'll work. And I could add something else. I could add this leaf. I love these leaves. I think I need to just glue it. Find a place for it, glue it. And this, you need to use the glue stick, but it kind of sticks a little bit, so I still don't know. I think I'll just add it later, and then I'll show it to you guys. Make sure that first of all you have your back right, and then once you have a solid back, then you could add more things. And See how I didn't add enough glue here? I need to fix that. So I'm gonna go back and fix that. So now I have my, and I probably will add like a word or something else here. I have my front design done. And tomorrow I'm gonna work on the back, which is part of the front. I already did the inside, and then I will show you the final one tomorrow once I finished with the other classes. I might add something else. If I do, I think I'm gonna make a little separate video, because I might add something here, like my name or something. Okay. Make sure that you close your glue sticks, because they're very expensive and they will dry up really fast. And just remember, collaging is about layering things. It's all about layering things and placing things. So you might have to move things around and then take a picture and do what I do. Just go back and refer to it. Okay? I will try to upload the videos today. And at the end of tomorrow, you'll have 6 videos to look at if you want to kind of help you and guide you into making collages. Okay? I hope that this helps you.